Hi.
Hey guys, Ann and Cassie here again.
Can't get rid of us.
No, we come back every single week.
Every Friday, every Monday, so look for us.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's get to the point. This week's video is going to be about positions in a church. Some are leadership, some are just committees that you can be a part of. Yep.
There's a lot of them. Like, we have, 20 here?
At least.
So, and we're going to explain each and every one. Some of them are pretty self-explanatory, but, maybe some of you don't know what they are. So, we're going to explain them for you. So, here we go.
So, listen up.
Yeah. Let's start with the number one. The number one guy, the pastor.
You all know him. He's the guy that stands up there behind the pulpit or the member. Watch that other video we posted about terms of
Christianese.
Christianese, yes. Yep. Look for that video so you'll know what we're talking about. So yeah, behind the pulpit or a podium, that's where he stands.
Yeah, and he's just basically the leader of the church. He helps guide. He's like the shepherd. Mm-hmm. This analogy is used in the Bible. He's a shepherd and he guides the sheep. We're the sheep. We're the sheep.
Sheep are really dumb though.
Yep. But that's basically, we are pretty dumb, so we need to be guided.
Yeah, so you have the pastor, and then you have the deacons, and in each church it's different. It's usually just, a man in good standing is how you would categorize a deacon. So our church has 6 right now,
we have 3.
I think we're switching it to be maybe, I don't know, somewhere between 3 and 6. I know they want to change our constitution a little bit. I'm not really sure how it's working out, but basically, a man that's in good standing in the world.
Yep. And deacons are just basically people who take care of the flock and help the pastor, take care of the flock. We have a deacon caring list where there's lists of people, and each deacon gets, a certain group of people to, check in with, once a month or whatever, to see how they're doing and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, we have that too. And we're starting next week, a deacon care fund or something.
Yeah, we have that too.
Yep, good. So.
Yeah, our deacon care fund just takes care of people in the community, mostly people in our church, who, aren't as, good I don't know how you say
well-to-do,
I guess.
Or might be struggling, financially or in some way.
Yeah, if they have, a car broke down or something, we, give money to them.
Yeah, we'll take it out of that deacon's fund. So, our church is starting that. Starting next week.
Good.
Yeah, after Easter Sunday, we're gonna...
Yeah, you're gonna start collecting.
Have a special offering for that.
Yep.
So
we usually have our special offering after communion.
Yes, we're having communion. We're having communion next week, not next week. The week after. The week after, and then after communion, then we're gonna have the
that's usually when we collect ours. That's so funny.
I bet it's because our pastors are
they
friends
do.
now.
They talk. Yeah.
Then we have our Sunday school teachers.
Yep, I am an assistant Sunday school teacher.
Yeah, me too. We're the helpers.
Yeah,
we're the helpers. So you have your teachers and you have your helpers with certain classes.
Yeah, because some classes are big and the kids are crazy. Yeah, Sunday school teachers just basically teach the Sunday school lesson and
help disciple your children.
Yeah, help disciple the children. Yep, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And then we have, committees. In my church, we have a missions committee and a Christian ed committee. And
VBS,
right? And VBS committee, Yep.
And then my church, we have a ladies missionary committee, so they take care of, we have a missionary cupboard, so they're in charge of stocking that and making sure that's all set.
And they contact missionaries too to see how they're doing, usually.
What else? We have a VBS. Well, we're starting it. I don't know if it's gonna be a committee, but we're kind of. We're starting VBS this year for the first time in 10 years.
It hasn't been 10 years. I went to VBS at your church.
All right, 6 or 7 years. And then we have a softball team. So I don't know if that's really a committee, but that's the thing.
Softball league.
Yep.
It's league,
We play other churches. And it's really fun.
Yep. We don't have one in my church because not very many people in our church are active.
Do you have a field? You'd have to.
We don't even have a field.
You probably have to practice at the school.
At the school,
We have our own field,
which
right
is
at our
right
church.
across the street, so that would work.
Yeah, you could just use that, but you'd have to do it. Yeah. Oh well, whatever.
Yeah. And then the Christian ed is just about keeping all the Sunday school teachers in in line stuff, and just all them meeting and discussing which programs we want to do for the Sunday school and all that stuff. Yeah. There's a lot more to that, but we don't know it all because I'm not part of those. Well, kind of part of the Christian Ed, but I don't know.
Yeah, my church has a Sunday school superintendent, so that kind of takes the place of the Christian Ed.
Yeah.
Like, basically, they have the same roles.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
and they do all that.
And then we have the trustees. Those are just basically people that take care of whatever needs to be fixed in the church or outside the church. You know, they like mow the lawn, fix doors, I don't know, anything really with maintenance and fix stuff in the parsonage too. So those are pretty easy.
And then there's ushers, which both our churches have.
Yep.
As well. And they're the people that walk down the aisle and they have the offering plates. We have 4 in our church, and then they go to each side.
We have 4.
And there's 2 in the middle, and they pass it where you pass the plate down, so they collect the money.
Yep. Yep. And then we have a financial secretary, and I help with that. Like, we count the money after church to see how much is there, and then we give it to the treasurer, and then the treasurer basically keeps track of all the money that's given and all that kind of stuff, keeps track of the checkbook, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we have those too. And then there's a clerk. So it's treasurer, secretary, clerk, trustees, ushers, like all those people do stuff.
Yeah, and the clerk writes
What does the clerk
down.
Do they do the bulletins? Who does the bulletins?
That might be our secretary does that.
Maybe our secretary does that too.
The clerk keeps tallies and stuff
of attendance.
I don't know really.
I'm not sure, because we keep attendance for Sunday school, but I don't
think that goes to the Sunday school superintendent. Probably.
I don't think we keep attendance for church.
The clerk for ours takes notes at meetings and stuff.
Okay.
Takes all the notes of the meetings. And
maybe they do that too.
Yeah, that's kind of like with the secretary though. I don't know. It's kind of confusing.
Yeah.
But then we have worship. We have a worship coordinator. Which is just our guy that stands up there and directs the songs. And they have a worship team.
Yeah, I think it's only 3 ladies that do an amazing job, in case they watch this video. They do an amazing job of leading the worship for our church. So probably all of them are kind of like the coordinators. I mean, there's only 3, so... And 2 of them are sisters, so if they fight about it, I don't know what to do.
That 3rd person will be the decider.
The mediator. Yeah. But, yeah, so we have our worship team. So that's another, position in the church.
Yep.
And then you always have your sound or tech guy. So make sure to give him credit. Or girl. It could be a girl. In our church, it's just one guy. So he's in charge of, making sure the microphones work, the PowerPoint slides, the music. The projection. All that stuff. So he does a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. And he's very helpful in VBS and all that kind of stuff, too. It's not just Sunday mornings. It's, all the time.
Yeah.
So, it's very good. And then, youth group leaders. That's me and Cassie. We go to different churches, but we're youth group leaders in our churches. Yep. And we just basically take care of the teens, try to help them
in life.
Yeah.
They need a lot of help.
Christian program coordinator.
Christmas.
Sorry. Christmas program person. That was me this year. I directed the Christmas program. So, it's kind of like the director. But I just basically picked a Christmas program, had the kids act it out on stage. It was a lot more work than that, but that's simplified version.
It was really
Sing
good.
songs.
I saw it.
Oh, except for the bells.
Yeah.
The bells were so
Don't let little kids.
Maybe an older group can do the bells, but yeah.
Yeah, our church basically our worship leaders, the 3 girls, ladies, women, whatever. They, I think, mostly take on the Christmas program part. They did at least this past year. But it kind of switches up in my church, whoever feels led to do it.
Yeah.
Kind of same with our VBS program, since we haven't done it in so long. Our pastor's wife is doing it this year. But in previous years, it's been... Sometimes it was a Sunday school teacher that did it. As long as you're a member of the church, you can do, basically, you can help out in any way you feel
whatever
led
you
to.
led to, and use your spiritual gifts.
Yeah. Yep, that's what it's about.
Yep. And then, you want to talk about that one?
Sure. We have, in our church, both our churches, we have, my church, we call it Children's Church, and in her church, she calls it King's Kids.
Yep.
So, and it's just, while the pastor's giving his message, the kids go downstairs and basically have their own kind of church. It's kind of like a second Sunday school.
Right.
So, it's just good. So then the parents can, focus on the message and not worry about their kids, screaming and kicking because they are hungry. If I can keep it together... they can keep it together.
Yeah, and usually once a month in our church, we have the kids actually sit in the service so we can kind of, like, integrate them into church and stuff and not just, like, keep them separate from church. So that's what we do. And then another group we have is Ladies Bible Study.
Oh, yep.
And we just meet Tuesday nights and go through a book usually. And that's just where the ladies meet. We also have, I just thought of this, men's breakfast.
Oh, okay.
And that's where the men meet, usually a Saturday morning, and they go through, like, a devotion or whatever, and they have breakfast, too. See, they get food, us ladies don't. We're the ones who really need the food.
Yeah, my church is just about to start a small groups study, so instead of, you can have a ladies' Bible study or a men's Bible study, some churches do, or there's small groups that my church, we want to be in-home Bible studies.
That's smart.
So we're going to start, so people have to volunteer their homes, and they don't have to lead it, but they can if they're a member, and I guess the study we're doing, which I'm really excited because I've seen it, it's called Not a Fan.
Oh.
I've seen it in, like, the Christian book catalogs.
Oh, okay.
So, I've heard of it, and I've heard it's good, but it's basically, you put the video in, press play, and then there's discussion questions you talk about after.
Okay.
So it seems pretty simple,
That's
which is good
yeah.
since our first one we've ever done as a church. So we have that.
Yep.
So, a popular Christian camp that's in our area that we both went to and love and adore is Camp Bayuka, which stands for Baptist Youth Camp. So, our ladies that are part of our missions committee, they basically take on the Bayuka side of it too and just help promote it and all that goes into Bayuka. But it's just like a summer camps coordinator, I guess, if you had to give a title to it.
Yeah, so they, like, collect paper products and give them to camp. We have a cabin that we adopt.
We do too. I think ours is number 6.
Ours is 2.
Okay, yep.
So you, like...
Adopt, is that the right word?
Yeah, adopt a cabin.
Okay, because I was trying to explain it this morning. I was like, we sponsor, and I was like, I don't know what the word is.
Yeah, that's true.
Sponsor, adopt a cabin.
So, like, once a year, they have, like, a Bayuka work day, and we can go in, clean up our cabin, make sure it's ready for summer and for the kids and stuff.
Yep.
And then the final thing, we got to it now.
Okay.
I'm a stenographer at my church, and there are other people too, like, I'm not the only one. But there's a deaf lady in our church, Marcia, and I type for her during the service, and Ward too. He's kind of deaf, but not completely. He can still hear a little bit, but it's just easier for him to read it on. So we have a laptop, and I type it out, and I'm kind of slow, but Cassie would be really good at this because she's a really fast typer, but she doesn't go to my church.
No,
so
and there's no one in my church that's hearing impaired or anything like that. But some churches, they might have a stenographer, but you could do sign language.
Yeah.
I've seen that at, like, conferences and stuff with Christian events. Yep. Sometimes there'll be a lady or a man on stage next to the speaker that'll do the sign language. I don't know sign language. Maybe, that's what I thought, maybe it's Bible?
I don't
This
know.
means something. What does this mean?
Help us figure out what this means.
Yeah, she
Please.
did it. Good. Oh, I think we've covered everything.
I hope so. If there are any more, for you church people, if there are any more positions in this church, leave them in the comments below. We want to know. We are trying to think of all of them.
Yeah, and we'll address it in another video when we feel like it.
Yep. Or do a Monday-minute rant about it.
Yes, that's true, if it's only, like, one thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, there's a ton.
Yeah.
I'm sure every church is different, has different things, but it's good to be involved in your church and, like, hold a leadership position like we do. Of course, you have to still be, like, a deacon. You have to be of good standing. And you have to be a follower of Christ, be a member.
Yeah, be a member of the church. So, yeah, that's ours.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, use your gifts and talents for Christ. Thanks for watching.
All right.
See you guys.
God bless.
God bless.